speaking of things that could be announced, so we know that the X-Men movie with Jake Schreier goes into production later this year. We still haven't had one single official cast member announced. And so we're expecting, there have been some reports over the weekend that we're going to get some, all caps, not the full cast announced, but we're going to get some. And could we get Obsession superstar at this point? I mean, we're gonna see Golden Globe nominations and Oscar nominations for her. But Inde Navarette from Obsession has reportedly met with the X-Men director Jake Schreier. So could we see her in a casting announcement at San Diego Comic-Con? And if we start to go through, all right, well, if this is for X-Men, and after meeting with Jake Schreier, who are the characters, right, that we could start to fan cast her for? You know, I think of immediately that one that comes to mind is Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat, and we've seen her previously in the X-Men films. Not with a huge role, but in Days of Future Past, she had a really important role. I think that it may be too soon for that character. I think that based on some of the other reports that we've been hearing, that Marvel Studios is looking to reboot things and kind of take it back to square one with the X-Men, and that's the original 5 members. That's Jean, that's Cyclops, that's Beast, that's Iceman, and Angel. And I do think that other films throughout this next phase are definitely sprinkling in the other mutants that we love and introducing them there before eventually bringing them into the X-Men. So we talked last week about Black Panther 3 featuring an X-Men. I can't imagine that doesn't mean we get Storm in Black Panther 3. So I think that covers, that film. I mean, we could get multiple in there, but I think that Storm is the obvious big one. Other films, there could be a sequel to Doctor Strange. There is talk that the Midnight Suns are coming. Could Magic be involved? The character Magic, Elena Rasputin, could she be introduced in the Midnight Suns? And that's how we bring mutants into that film. So where does a character like Kitty Pryde come in? The Thunderbolts are rumored to have a sequel in production. So despite not the greatest showing she doesn't really fit the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts are typically, less savory characters, and they're kind of your villains forced to do good. So I don't know that Kitty Pryde and Shadowcat really fit that mold, but we'll have to see how they work that in, and maybe they're looking to cast characters now. I think if you get Inde Navarette, you are looking for someone to have a significant role. So I don't know that really just kind of a cameo at the School for the Gifted really, pays off. If she'd be interested in a role like that, I think at this point, she is moving up the list in terms of tiers for actors. So I don't know that she really fits just a small cameo. So anything that she's going to be in, if she's meeting with the X-Men, with Jean's already in there, so could it be something villainous? The rumor is that Mr. Sinister is the main villain for the new X-Men film, which is cool because we've never had him officially in a film. He's been alluded to in the New Mutants film. He was in a post-credit scene after one of the X-Men films. I believe that was Apocalypse. So we've just sort of known that his SX Corporation is out there and that he's kind of pulling some strings behind the scenes. So nothing really concrete in terms of Mr. Sinister out there. So we'll see what happens with that. So maybe he's doing testing. Could she be a? You can't even say she could be Madeline Pryor, because if Sadie's playing Jean, then she's gonna play both roles. It would be weird to have two different actresses when one is a clone of the other. So very early. I'm sure there could be some cool villains that we could talk about with her. I mean, her portrayal of Nikki in Obsession is the performance of the year so far, as a kind of a dualistic role, and villainous at times and sympathetic at others, and she masterfully played that. So anything they get her to play, she's gonna kill it. So looking forward to finding out who she plays if she comes into the MCU. Hopefully, I think we all, as fans of film, as fans of this genre and the X-Men and everything, this entire universe, it's only a good thing if she joins it. And it'll be interesting to see if she comes out on the big stage at Hall H in a couple weeks.